Hey, you right there. I bet you've already spent hours doom scrolling today, haven't you? Well, that ends now. This generation's lives have been taken over by apps, especially these apps, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. There seems to be a pattern here. They're all short form content, doom scrolly content, I guess. And I bet you may not have realized it, but they hypnotize you, giving you endless content that hits you with endless dopamine hits. And it gets worse the more you watch and consume, with the algorithm being able to get hold of what you like and then giving you more of that, more and more and more, constantly. And then it's just like, you're just on a loop of just constantly on these apps forever. And that just becomes your life. It's like the algorithm literally takes a hold of you by the throat. And at that point, it just becomes child's play. It becomes near impossible to not click on that app and lose another 1, 2, 3, 10 hours of your day, of your life. And for what? No, I really want to ask you formally, what do you get out of watching this short form content all day? Because yes, even though it may entertain you in those hours you feel bored out of your mind, even though at that moment it feels like that is what you need to be doing, anything is better than watching through that slop. Like, you may think I'm just biased and just a hater because I've always hated TikTok. The moment it became popular and all this short form content, I don't know, I've just found it so cringe. I guess not just cringe, but like, it just gives you brain rot, just endless brain rot. I feel like people who watch this every day, it hurts their lives more than it helps them. I mean, you may think, I'm not watching it to help me, I'm watching it so, in those moments of your day when you want to sit down, do nothing, just scroll through stuff all day, is that really your best form of entertainment you can have? It is brain rot in disguise in its purest form. The more you consume, the more your brain turns into mush. I believe. It's just my opinion, don't take it to heart. Even with how much I hate it and I despise it and I hate watching it, even I get hypnotized every now and then. Because I've clicked on one thing where it's like, oh, let's grab my attention because it's, you know, from my likings, and then I just go keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling forever. And this is what it's come from, because I've realized it just grabs a hold of you, and sometimes it is so hard to get out of it. Because then you scroll through YouTube again and you see more shorts, you're like, oh, I like that, oh, I like that. Or I feel like a lot of it is Kuma stuff. Like, if I scroll through all of it, it's just like girls, girls, girls. And then all this stuff that's trying to make you click, be like, oh, click on this, because all the young teenage boys are gonna like be clicking this stuff because it's like to their liking or whatever. But I hate it, man. If you lot have not realized this, it just absolutely destroys your day. And then there's one point where I'm like scrolling, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? It's like someone's clicked their fingers, I've been snapped back to reality, and I've just realized I've just wasted hours of my life. You become out of the loop, out of the spell, but a lot of people are still in the spell. And if you see the amount that YouTube Shorts and TikTok and how many views they get, yeah boy, a lot of people are still under that spell. Or I guess they're still under that illusion of, you need to see this, you need it, you need this information, but you plainly don't. I say it's time for people to stop letting this happen to them, and for you to grab back hold of your own life and not let these phones control your life. Even though, yes, I'm using a phone right now, but it's for my script because I can't remember one line. Yes, you may feel like you need to watch it in your downtime. It's become part of your daily life. It's got to the point where you can't literally even go a day without it. Well, I'm just plainly asking that you try. Try a day without it. See what happens. Maybe like, you know, shaking to get to the phone, I need to see what's happening. I need to see what's going on. Brother, people, you don't. That's plain and simple. You don't need it. It's the apps that are making you think you do. And just, you know, see how it changes you. See how your mood changes. See how you feel throughout that day. Even you, grab a notebook, see how you've changed. Oh, extra note, writing in notebooks, do it every day. It helps so much. I've been doing it and my life has become a million times better. Like before this, I was in an unproductive rut, and now I'm not, because I'm writing and I'm thinking and I'm just doing. You just do. That's how you get out with stuff. You just do. Remember the days before all this internet, all this short form content, the nostalgic days, as people say, where everything was simple. No doom scrolling, no eternally online, no having to constantly check what's going on, you know, check Twitter, check Reddit, check all this BS. Just you and the world in front of you, and your actual life in front of you. Not leaving your life in the hindsight while you have to watch this other video where it's like, you know, do this to do that, or some. I mean, yes, I will say there are some good, cool videos on Instagram Reels or whatever where it's funny, yeah, it's a little bit of a laugh, or it's some cool kind of art. Yes, it's because that's mixed in with all the bullshit, and that helps to keep you there, because obviously it adds your interest in the mix. I don't know why, but when I think about simple times back in the day, I think about me sat there playing Minecraft on my old square TV. Nothing else, no other internet, no phone, just me sat there playing Minecraft with my little world, collecting stuff, doing stuff. And yes, you may say you're still on a screen, but it felt like I was there in the room, not in the phone, in the actual internet, you know what I mean? I was there in the moment. Then after I'd go out and play with my friends who would actually call for me on the door. I wouldn't have to, message up, do loads of messages, be like, let's go out there this time. No. You just randomly out of nowhere, just knock on someone's door and be like, do you want to go out? Let's go. And most people nowadays won't know how that feels because they literally came out of the womb and were born with an iPad in their hand and it never left it. Phones, iPads, TVs, constantly on a screen. Everyone's going to need glasses. Everyone is going to need glasses in the future. We're probably evolving backwards. I'm not even joking. Our eyes are going to become even worse and worse. Like mine probably are. I probably need to get an eye test. So yeah, those days were the best days. And they always will be. And them days will never happen again for anyone. Unless somehow the whole internet gets taken down by like aliens or something. But there's a low possibility of that happening. Go back to those days in your head and just remember how you felt. How it was back then compared to now where you're constantly online. I mean, in which way would you feel better? Because I feel like the internet and everything, it destroys people's mental health a lot more. Because back then you just went out, played, you came home for your tea, boom, end of the day. Yes, there may be a lot more than just social media taking a hold of your life. But imagine if there never was. How would your life be now? Where would you be now? Would you be in a better place than you are now? I guess it's not really your fault the internet has taken a hold of you this much. But right now in this moment, you can make sure it doesn't. You can make sure it doesn't impact your life as much as it has. I guess if it's impacted your life positively, then this probably isn't the best advice. But I feel like even if it has, it's also impacted it negatively in some way. Would you have got a lot more done with your life if you haven't sat there endlessly scrolling, thinking, what am I doing with myself? And thinking that you're never going to get anywhere. Well, you're not going to get anywhere if you just sit there and scroll, are you? You may be thinking badly about yourself and thinking, I'm such a bad person, I'm such a nobody, I'm such a, unproductive person. Well, sitting there not doing is what's making you that. This is a different kind of advice, but I guess it still works. Like, just do. If you want to do it, just do it. I mean, you sat there like miserable. Just get up, stand up, do the thing you want to do. Write down what you need to do, get it done. Why not? What I spend a lot of time doing instead is just researching stuff on YouTube, helpful stuff, like tutorials, anything that help me in my profession, I guess, in my skills. And every day I research or learn something more, and I write it down. And I add it to the list of stuff that I've learned. Then the next day, I'll learn even more, It's better than just scrolling and just seeing something funny, cool, next moment, I mean, it may be hard to process because I'm not the best at talking about stuff. I'll tell you that. You're like, but you have a channel about it. I'm an amateur at best, an apprentice, I guess. A Padawan. The Talking Padawan. That's a good channel name, someone take that. You may think you learn stuff from TikTok as well, and you'd be like, but I learned loads of stuff from TikTok. Most of it is actually useless. From the videos, it may make you think you need to learn that, but you just plainly don't, man. Yes, some of it is actually stuff that you need to learn and it can help your life. But that's like the little smidge, the little 2% of it. And I feel like it's really harmed society in a bad way. Destroying people's attention spans completely. It's changed YouTube. Because YouTube is now, well, I guess it was, or it still is, YouTube has now become this grab for attention. You have to go, someone there, explosions every second, like the Mr. Beast kind of editing style. But also it seems like now it's turned back to authentic. Authentic is coming back in action, nostalgic. The old YouTube days are coming back because everyone is bored of this attention grabbing nonsense. And you need to get on that train as well. You need to get a better attention span. Man. For everything in your life, work, what you need to do, productive stuff, if you have a low attention span, you're not going to spend a lot of time doing that. You're going to get bored of work. You're going to, I guess not bored, but you'd be like, oh, I don't want to work anymore. I'll just become this slob that sits around and does nothing all day. And that's what I was. That's literally what I was. But now I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just do it, man. Not got it right in the first place. Because I feel like TikTok is literally becoming kids' personalities in school. I mean, that's all they say. Stuff from TikTok. I feel like a lot of it's just toxic. It makes people more toxic. I mean, yes, some people may not see the side of that, but it is part of it. Because this is the whole other side to that short form, low attention span TikTok side. I mean, where it's toxic. It makes so much people toxic. I mean, if you look at all the comments on TikTok, just making fun of people just because of how they look, how they act. I mean, yes, you may say, oh, you're woke, I guess, but nah, man, I'm just a normal person. I'm not a toxic person. I'm not hateful. And it's made bullying in school and everywhere so much worse. I mean, cyberbullying, yes, it's a massive thing that has never really been fully dealt with. And it just gets worse and worse every day. And even with AI now, cyberbullying and all that bullshit will get a million times even worse. And I feel the world is going to crumble before our eyes. I mean, yes, there's maybe off topic right now, but you're getting more than you asked for in this video, I guess. At the end of the day, just try not to be hypnotized by this, and just maybe think about the next time you start your next doom scrolling session. Just think to yourself, what am I doing? And you could be doing something else. I mean, I guess you want your leisure time, but couldn't your leisure time be doing something else, like watching a show, watching a movie? That's so much better. You get so much more knowledge. I guess it's not about knowledge, but that's how I think. It's so much more entertainment, and yes, a lot of people will not have the attention spans for movies and TV shows nowadays, and a lot of people don't. And you know, 90% of the population is saying, oh, it's because I have ADHD. Nah, man, it's a low attention span. I have ADHD, and I know. I sound like all the other people who say that, but I've actually got diagnosed. I have not self-diagnosed myself like a lot of bloody people on TikTok and this bullshit. Just saying. If you're one of those people, don't take it to heart. It is a thing though. And please just do something productive instead. It will really help you in the long run. I promise. I've been Kolenzo. Please subscribe for more videos. Now get out of here. In a bit.